What's going on, everybody? I'm your oh so glorious and beloved Mace Valor, author of Shelter. And this is how I got my book written and in stores. I've only seen the proof copies. I've seen pictures online of people buying it.
What's the difference?
It doesn't have that banner on it. And this is the one with the corrected back. Just look at that. It's like I did all the editing, all the formatting. So unfortunately, if there are any errors, then yeah, it's totally on me. But it's like I did all of it. All the work, everything, all the hardship and this, that, and the other. It's just the thing is, we need to get people. I need to get people to see it. That's the crux of this whole thing. It's the people that have bought it and read it and whatever. They've enjoyed it. So. That's great, but I need to get eyes on it. So how do I get eyes on it? So a few of these I have set aside for like close friends and family, just a couple of them. Then part of them are going to the VA Southwest Clinic down the street from here. They have a free bookshelf. People go and read all the time. It's a great way to, give free copies of the book out for people that are interested in reading, as well as get some eyes on it. 3 copies, one will go to Target, one will go to Walmart, one will go to Barnes & Noble. I might do 2 in Barnes & Noble. I might throw one in my genre section, just put it there. Maybe slide it on the shelf and I'm like, what's this one? Well, that looks interesting. That's got an interesting cover. What's this business all about? Ooh, I need it. It's free? What is this? It'd be so confusing. Can you imagine if someone found this in Barnes & Noble, brought it through the register and tried to buy it?
Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen. They
would look it up in their system and like, well, we don't. That's why I'm gonna have to have a note on it. But then, the big sellers, the publishers that pay a lot of money, get their books right in front when you walk in the door. I'm not gonna pay a penny other than leaving the book there. I think it's a good idea. 3 years I've worked on this story, and this is part 1. There are 2 parts. Part 2 will be out in the spring, but I figured, slicing it up into 2 parts, that's a wonderful way for people to, kind of get a taste of my writing style and, kind of get my foot in the door to show people, hey, this is who I am. This is the stuff I write. You like it. I'm at a loss of words. I feel very, very happy. So Shelter has a very long, crazy story involved with it, but the cliff notes are, I wrote a story, I threw out a Kickstarter to make sure that it could be taken care of professionally, and the Kickstarter failed. I did not meet my goal for everything that I needed. And yes, it was a pretty high price point that I was asking. So because of that, I just did it on my own. I saw it coming before the Kickstarter was even finished. I knew it wasn't going to finish. So what I did is while the Kickstarter was still going, knowing that it was going to fail, I decided, hey, I'll do it myself. I wrote the thing, so I'm going to edit it. So I spent hours, days, a couple weeks, non-stop editing it, making sure it was perfect, grammatically correct, no spelling errors, this, that, and the other. I then formatted it, which took just as long as editing the thing. And then on November 16th, it was released. November 16th, 2019. And it feels good. I've gotten a lot of really good positive feedback about it. And I am just so thankful, so happy that something I've wanted since I was about 9 years old, has finally come to fruition. Something that I've wanted for years in my life, to be a published author. Here it is. But part of me is like, what do I do now? The book is done. The book is out there. I have, 15 copies of the thing that I can do whatever I want with. How do I make this a thing? How do I use this to propel myself forward? And I thought really hard about it. Like, okay, I can run ads on Amazon. I can do this, that, and the other. Spend all this money that I don't have, that, it might not result in anything. And ultimately what I need is reviews. Reviews are going to help sell the book more than anything else. But I have to get it in front of people's eyes first. And running ads to put it in front of people's eyes, no one wants to spend money on a book that has no reviews from an author no one's ever heard about. It's a reality I have to face. So I have to get my name out there. And I have a few ideas. So by this point in the video, you know what I'm doing with these. But I just want to let you guys know, hey, you're just setting these on the shelves, right? No, more than that. Need to find a place somewhere inside. But I'm going to write a nice little note saying, hey, I'm the author of this book. I hope you enjoy it. Yada, yada, yada. So it's something along the lines of that. My handwriting is terrible. Thank you for picking up this book. Please take it. It is not in the store's inventory. I am the author and have placed my novel all over Las Vegas in hopes of sharing my story with the world. I sincerely hope you enjoy this book and have a wonderful holiday. And my signature, and of course, it's horrible handwriting, but I guess I'm doing each of them ever so slightly different. Let's do this. Wealth was our obsession, an intoxicating addiction to rule our ambitions. And then the dollar failed. Crypto became our salvation, a flawless currency of impregnable encryption, until it all vanished. There's a lot of different themes that run in this book. But if anything, the number one thing that sticks out as the author is identity, is who we are. This whole idea of division is more so than just the landscape our characters find themselves in. It's the internal division of who the world sees them as and who they see themselves as. And kind of having this do-over to the world is kind of their clean slate. I've been doing this clean slate thing for years now. I'm constantly trying to reinvent myself. I'm always coming up with a scheme of some kind, trying to dig myself out of poverty, as it were, which thankfully I'm not in, but it's nice that it's finally done, and I'm glad that people are reading it. This is the accumulation of years worth of work. Heartache, sweat, tears, all of that. This thing has had a crazy evolution. I mean, it started from writing notes on my phone, to napkins, to notebooks, to typing on, I don't know, probably about 5 different computers over the years I've gone through writing this thing. You know, and then even if that wasn't enough, there'd be times I'd get spurts of inspiration and I needed something to write on, so I wrote on the surface of my desk because I needed to get it out somewhere. If anything that I've learned through this entire process, it's consistency. That's kind of the ticket to everything, is when you're consistent, it kind of, everything else just does what it does. You see, I realized that on my YouTube channel. For years and years and years, I was just putting up random video, but there was no cohesion to any of it. And then when I started this whole gig economy lifestyle as a way to earn revenue for myself and to, you know, uplift my life and everything and make things better, and I started making content geared towards what I'm doing on a daily basis, the things that I'm into, the things I'm knowledgeable about, and I was consistent with it. That's when my channel grew. That's when I went from 300 subscribers that I acquired over years, like over a decade, up into where I'm at now, where I'm making not a lot of money, but a little bit of money every month off of YouTube, all because of consistency that I've done throughout the years and content that I've decided to put up. It's the same thing with this book, is that, yeah, I might have been writing my ideas down everywhere, but it wasn't going anywhere. And that was because I was not consistent with actually writing. You know, I would throw ideas out there, but I did not stitch them together, as it were. And then everything clicked. I got rid of all my distractions, basically. Cut the video games out, stuff like that. I stopped, live streaming and stuff for the longest time. And all the consistency I put everywhere else in my life and all the energy I put in multiple different places, having my foot in every avenue. And I honed in and I focused on the one thing that I wanted the most. And this is what came out of it. It feels really good, finally having this done. But what feels even better is what I'm about to do next. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the fact that I'm a veteran. I have to give credit where credit's due. I've had a crazy life, and these past 3 years have been wonderful. I've gone from completely destitute, not knowing where I'm going to get money for my next meal, to having some form of sustainability. And I have everything in the world to owe to the fact that not just that I am a veteran, but that there are other veterans out there that have contributed in my life to help me get to where I am today. People like from the USO, the VFW, and of course, obviously the VA, and meeting people within those communities that have, kind of helped me one way or another connect with work, connect with different services and whatnot to kind of get me to where I am, and I'm so appreciative of it. There's not a whole lot that I can give back. Unfortunately, I am cut really thin, and part of what I want to do to give back is I wrote a story that I fell in love with, a story that connected with me as an author, and for my own selfish vanity, I want other people to read it, but most importantly, I want other vets to read it, because this whole thing symbolizes a lot more than, hey, I wrote a book. This symbolizes, hey, I've been in some crazy scenarios in my life. I was in the military, I got out of the military, and I'm in this huge brand new civilian world, and I don't know what to do with myself, I don't know what to do with my life. What do I do? And I've taken all of that confusion, all of that heartache, and I was able to hone it into something I love, something I wanted to craft and make worthwhile. So what I'm going to do now is the remaining copies of Shelter, these, I believe it's 6 copies of Shelter. The VA clinic down the street from me, there is a free bookshelf down there, and these copies of Shelter are going to go down there. So if anyone sees this and they're interested, well, by all means, go for it. It's the very least that I can do. Thank you for your service. 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 And I apologize for my handwriting. It is like crazy bright out here. So I'm at the VA Southwest Clinic, and gonna drop off a few of these on the bookshelf. You know, if it wasn't for the VA out here in Las Vegas, I would not be where I am today. And I just want to throw that out there in the universe, acknowledge that fact. And, you know, it may not be a lot, but this is what I have to give back, a good story that maybe someone in the waiting room will enjoy and can take home with them. You know, as well as the fact is this is like a testament to how far I've made it from moving out here, being homeless, living in my car, to kind of where I'm at today. And this is the fruit of my labor, is everything in this bag right here. Well, they don't allow video recording in there, so obviously you guys couldn't see me actually put them on the bookshelf. But, you know, I put it there. I found a nice spot, had to rearrange a few books, but, you know, I found a decent spot for them. So, hey, if anyone goes up and takes a look, there they are. So it's kind of needless to say, I have no idea if that's going to have any ramifications on the future sales of the book or not. But, hey, you got to try nonetheless. And at the very least, maybe someone picked it up and enjoyed it. Since doing that, I have actually gone back to Walmart and Target, and the book is nowhere to be found. So I really do hope that some random person picked it up, looked at it, was intrigued, opened the page, and saw that it's free and just ran off with it. The hopeless romantic poetic side of me hopes that. But then, you know, there's always the case of the insanity happening of an employee actually going through and sorting through the books and being like, well, this doesn't belong here, in the trash you go. So, but I don't think that would happen. Weirdest thing I think would happen is someone would look and like, there's no price tag on this. Well, let's just slap one on there and sell it anyway, which I think would be really bizarre, because if Walmart or Target tried to scan this, even Barnes & Noble, not anything is going to come up because it's not in any of their systems. Only on Amazon you can get it. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. There were some audio issues, which is why a lot of this stuff doesn't have any voices on it, but, you know, chill, mellow music nonetheless. As always, I'm your oh so glorious and beloved Mace Valor. If you haven't checked out the book yet, it links down below. I would appreciate if you guys would check it out. It'd mean the world to me. And you guys have a wonderful holiday. As always, it's your oh so glorious, beloved Mace Valor, signing off.